Go live, please. Okay, welcome to this meeting of the Audit and Governance Hearing Subcommittee on the 25th of February 2026. My name is Lindsay Watson and I'm from Democratic and Government Services, clerking the meeting. The first item on the agenda is election of chair. Can I have a nomination, please?
I'd like to nominate Councillor Sutton.
Okay, and is that seconded?
I'm seconding it, yes.
Okay, so that is agreed. Councillor Gary Suttle is the chair of this meeting.
Thank you very much. So we'll move straight into the agenda. And item 2 is apologies. None. Item 3 is declarations of interest. None. And so we now have to consider we're moving into exempt business. These are normally in public matter, unless you have any objections. Anybody? No? We will continue in public then. And
so could I just, Chair,
right,
please, could I make a formal statement just before we start?
yes.
So just to read out, I'd like to read out a short statement before the hearing starts. At a recent Lib Dem group meeting, I was approached unexpectedly by Councillor Furman, who began speaking to me about this code of conduct complaint. I told him I could not discuss the matter and that he should attend the hearing to have his say, but he continued. I was very taken aback by the situation and did not meaningfully engage with or absorb what he was saying. I want to make clear that I have not formed any views about the complaint in advance of this hearing and come to it with an open mind, ready to consider all evidence and opinions presented today.
Thank you. Noted. I don't believe that there's any action relevant to that statement. Thank you very much. So we now move to the complaint itself, and understand that's going to be presented by Mary.
Before we move to Mary's presentation, we just need to
yes.
acknowledge that Councillor Furman is not in attendance.
Yes. So we formally acknowledge that Councillor Furman is not here attending today. And based on that, I ask the committee if they're happy to proceed in his absence.
I'm happy.
Thank you. In which case, if you make that note, we will continue in his absence. Thank you. So I will now hand over to Mary. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Mary Dolly. I'm a solicitor in the Council's Legal Services Department. I was appointed by the Monitoring Officer to undertake an investigation into complaints made by Councillors Somper, Beddoe and Parry against Councillor Furman. The complaints were supported by Councillors Haynes, Jesperson, Lugg, Parker, Jones and Apothecary. The complaints were made on the 19th of December 2024 and were referred to me for investigation on the 8th of January 2025. The complaints alleged conduct on the part of Councillor Furman that amounted to a breach of paragraphs 1 and 2 of the Dorset Council Councillor Code of Conduct. Paragraph 1 of the code speaks to the requirement to treat councillors and others with respect. And paragraph 2 is about bullying, harassment and discrimination. The complaints have been investigated in accordance with Dorset Council's arrangements for dealing with Code of Conduct complaints. I read the complaints and reviewed the various screenshots that had accompanied them. They're in Appendix D. I've also read the Code of Conduct. Other material that I considered as part of my investigation included Dorset Council's policy relating to the use of social media, the material about the use of social media that's offered by the Local Government Association that's referred to in the investigation report and is available on its website, and material about bullying provided by the Anti-Bullying Alliance on its website, again referred to in the report. I also researched information about posting material on, and indeed removing it from, Facebook and Instagram. To supplement the information gained by these means, I interviewed the 3 principal complainants, and their statements are contained in appendices F, G and H of the report. I also interviewed the subject member Councillor Furman, whose statement is at Appendix I, and 1 other member of Dorset Council, whose statement is at Appendix E. I do not propose to read aloud the investigation report in its entirety, but rather to highlight the main points of it. The complaints relate to the use by Councillor Furman of social media, including messaging facilities, specifically Facebook and Instagram, and they allege that by reason of the events described in paragraphs 6 and 9 to 11 of the findings section of the report, his conduct breached paragraphs 1, and 2 of the Code of Conduct. The material complained of comprises screenshots of social media posts and messages sent privately on an Instagram messaging facility, all of which are shown in Appendix D of the report. Most of the relevant events took place within the space of a few hours, late in the afternoon and early evening on the 18th of December 2024. As explained in paragraphs 7 and 8 of the findings section of the report, the material is communication to which the Code of Conduct applies. Paragraphs 9 to 11 of the findings section of the report set out in detail the sequence of the relevant events and their timing. The posting of comments on Councillor Somper's 7th of December post was happening simultaneously with the private chat that was taking place between Councillor Beddoe and Councillor Furman on the Instagram messaging facility. The material originally posted by Councillor Furman on his Instagram account on the 5th of December 2024, that is to say the photograph of him taken in the council chamber, was reposted by Councillor Somper on her Facebook page on the 7th of December 2024. Councillor Somper's post is shown as item D1 in Appendix D of the report, and the comments subsequently applied to it on the 18th of December 2024 are shown as items D21 and D22. The material shared as a story by Councillor Furman on his Instagram account on the 18th of December 2024, that is to say within the same time frame as the posting of the comments on Councillor Somper's Facebook post, that's shown as item D4. The significance of material being shared as a story on an Instagram account rather than being posted is explained in paragraph 9 of the findings section of the report. Moving on, item D3 in Appendix D is the private exchange of messages between Councillor Furman and Councillor Beddoe on the 18th of December, which was taking place concurrently with the comments being made on Facebook. I turn now to the conclusions section of the report. Paragraph 1 of that section sets out the reasons why I considered that Councillor Furman's actions in posting on social media as he did on the 5th and the 18th of December, and applying comments to Councillor Somper's repost on the 18th of December, and corresponding with Councillor Beddoe in the manner in which he did, displayed a lack of politeness and courtesy on his part towards Councillors Somper and Beddoe, and indeed others. You'll have seen that I accepted some of Councillor Furman's explanation about his choice of language and his use of parody. However, I considered that on balance, the tone and content of the posts, coupled with the use of emojis and cartoon figures, and the aggressive language he used towards Councillor Beddoe in the exchange of messages between them, justified my conclusion that he had failed to treat other councillors with respect and was thus in breach of paragraph 1 of the Code. As to the other aspects of the complaints, paragraph 2 of the Code requires a councillor not to bully, harass, or unlawfully discriminate against any person, and to promote equalities. Paragraph 2 of the conclusions section of the report incorporates a discussion of the meaning of bullying and references material about the concept of banter. It sets out in detail the reasons why I believe that, ill-judged as I considered Councillor Furman's conduct was, it did not amount to bullying, harassment or unlawful discrimination, and did not indicate a failure to promote equalities, and was thus not in breach of paragraph 2 of the code. Chairman, that concludes the summary of my report, and I'm happy to try and answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll move to questions. Do you have any questions at this stage?
No, not. It's very clear, very understandable.
Thank you.
If I may,
Yeah.
just clarify, the image of Councillor Furman that was posted is not in and of itself a breach under the terms. It's the words that may have been appended to it. But I just want to take the image out of the calculation.
The first one, yes, yes, the words.
The fact that Councillor Somper reposted the same image would suggest that there was no harm as a result of that image being posted itself.
I'm not aware of any. The original post or story by Councillor Furman was on the 5th of December. I think he put it on Instagram. Councillor Somper reposted it to her Facebook page on the 7th of December. And then the comments, the rest of it was all on the 18th.
I don't have anything specific at this juncture.
No, I think it's a very clear report. Thank you, Mary, for the enormous amount of work that's gone into this. Right. So I've asked the independent person for views. We are now at a point where I believe we need to withdraw and discuss the matter. Happy with that? No further questions? Okay. In which case we will now withdraw and deliberate. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for all your patience. Right, I'll withdraw. We considered the undisputed facts of this case with the independent person. Thank you for your help. We've also taken advice on legal definitions contained within the report. And we find that we agree with the investigating officer's report and findings that in para 1.1, there's been a lack, the subject member has demonstrated a lack of respect for both councillors Beddoe and sombre. In paragraph 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3, we found, as agreed with the report, no breach. Now, at this point in the proceedings, we would normally withdraw. We would normally reconvene to talk to the subject member, but as the subject member is not in attendance today, we will move to the sanctions that have been agreed. Those sanctions are that the subject member, we asked to instruct the monitoring officer to arrange training for the subject member, both code of conduct and social media training. And we also asked the subject member to formally apologise to the complainants. That is the end of the sanctions, and I will point out now at the end of this meeting that there is no right of appeal to this decision. Thank you.